play ball.
I think that the first thing that I look at is that the mental approach that most athletes take. You know that internally, definitely physically, they have the tools to be able to play whatever sport that they're playing, but internally they have that mental toughness that when, you know, their opponent is probably physically or, you know, physically stronger than them or whatever it may be, they have that it factor that will put them over the top. Most of the kids that I've trained, they all have that it thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I can't really explain what it is, but it's just an internal thing that they can drive out of themselves in order that makes them going from ordinary to exceptional.
This is training a whole new generation of kids of how to think differently. All the guesswork will now be put into a certain way of thinking that will provide clarity and full understanding of your life as an athlete or anything else you desire to be.
If you don't believe in yourself when you're doing it, it doesn't matter what anybody says to you.
It'll lead you into the area that you want to go. If you take time to understand the rules that govern our universe, you too will be able to achieve your goals in life. That's the Full Armor philosophy.
It doesn't have to do with baseball. It doesn't have to do with athletics even. It just has to do with, you know, being a person and you know, just going through your life.
If you want this bad enough, you won't have to worry about how it's going to happen. It will happen. It's all in how you're wired, and I think we used the analogy of a computer and a virus, and how we took it out of the box, and how it just was flying. It's, you know, we're going program to program, and the next thing you know, over a year, we got things downloaded, and all of a sudden, that computer's not running so well. That's how it's wired. So what we try to do is we try to change that wiring, whether it be the physical way you maybe throw a ball to the mental way you look at a situation. We're going to try to change that wiring. We have divided this understanding into 5 significant sections: energy and information, vision, physical movement, contrast, and acceptance, or allowing or receiving, if you will. I will talk you through each of these steps, and when you are finished listening, we are sure that you will absolutely and positively train differently. So let's get started. In order to fully understand the Full Armor techniques and implement them into your life, you need to start with the basics, the building blocks of nature. They are energy and information. Energy and information are the building blocks of nature. You have to understand how it works. I use what we would call a transformer, and a lot of electricians who deal with this understand this principle, that the transformer is there to take the energy from the electric line and to process it in a way where it's downloadable into your home where it's usable. If there was no transformer, the energy would come in, your toaster would probably blow across the room, okay, when you plugged it in. But the idea of a transformer is to take the energy and move it. Hence, so are you as a human being. You're to take the energy and move it. Everything in our world manifests because of these 2 simple components. Have you ever heard the saying E equals MC squared? What this expression essentially means is that energy is the formula for how anything in life is created. We talk about vibration. Everything in the universe vibrates at some level. And when you line up with that kind of energy where your mental thoughts and your physical body come together, that's how you achieve in sports. Professional football, National Hockey League, it's very fast-moving energy. And you have to get your body prepared to move at that speed as well as your mind. And if you're not going to prepare, you're simply not going to get there, because you're going to run into a lot of high other energy sources. And if you're vibrating at a low energy and you're meeting someone with a high energy, you're going to very quickly either, I need to dial it up another notch, or, whoa, I don't know if I want this.
You know, when I was in grade school, I was totally dominant. When I was in high school, I was mostly dominant. When I was in college, I was dominant 50% of the time. When I got to the pros, I wasn't dominant at all. I was struggling to keep up with everybody because the level of athleticism is incredible.
Any athlete has a vibration or a purpose. That vibration is based on the physical body as well as the information that the mind possesses. If you want to be a successful athlete, learn to manage this energy and information. If you show up for a game and you haven't quieted your mind and you haven't energized yourself to get ready for this battle, depending on whether it's football, baseball, whatever, you're not going to perform as you would if you mentally prepared for this and you physically prepared for this. And once you've done that, you throw that script away. It's done. There's nothing else more you can do now. It's game time.
You know, when I was growing up, I always used to listen to, you know, pretty heavy music. And I thought that was the best way to get myself ready for the game. But then I'd go out there and I'd walk the first 3 hitters on, you know, 12 pitches and just say to myself, you know, what did I do wrong today?
You see, before you accomplish anything in the physical world, it has to be preceded by a thought.
What I realized was that I wasn't going in calm, cool, and collected, because when you're out on the mound, you want to be, you know, you want to keep a level head the whole time. You never want to be too high or too low. You know, this isn't the end-all, be-all. This start that I'm about to have isn't, you know, everything. You know, whether I do well or not, I'm still going to be okay. And I just got to learn from what I'm about to do and learn from my experiences.
As long as you stay excited about what you're doing, you stay positive about what you're doing, if you remember that your emotions are your guidance system. Energy can be magnetic in the sense that it can attract similar energy, or for our purposes, a vibrational match. And if thoughts are energy, then thoughts can be magnetic. If thoughts are magnetic, then you have to concern yourself with what type of thoughts are in your brain.
You know, when I have a positive attitude towards people, when I have a positive attitude towards life, a lot of good things happen. Any negative emotion means that you're disconnected in some way. And it's part of the growth process, okay? But the sooner you can understand what the growth process is about, the sooner you'll begin looking at life circumstances and begin changing the way you look at them. Because when you change the way you look at them, the circumstance changes.
If you walk around and all you think about is bad thoughts, then, you know, bad things are basically going to be happening to you. Like you're going to run into people that are upset.
Negative thoughts with strong emotion will create failure, a result that you surely do not want.
All you have to do is take 15 minutes and have some affirmations that you want to do during the course of the day. Be kind to everybody you meet. Make sure you make an impact on everybody you meet. Make sure people remember you, remember them. It doesn't hurt to smile. Do one kind act that nobody notices during the course of a day. You'd be surprised, especially during these economic times that are hard, how much better that makes people feel if they practice some of that.
You're not playing sports for someone else. You're playing it for yourself because you want to be there. And if you're playing for that reason, for all the right reasons, then people will come and see you play. You will have value in the marketplace because if you want to be there, you're going to train yourself appropriately to be ready for that event. And if you really don't care about your gifts and you just kind of show up and you're not ready to go, then I guarantee you, you're not going to put that vibration out there that someone's going to match up with that wants your services. We do it all the time in sports. If you prepare properly and you want this to happen, then you're going to train mentally and physically together form that vibration. When you carry yourself out in the field or you're being scouted or recruited to college, that coach is going to on some level sense your vibration. So once you have an understanding of what vibration is and that each individual has their own vibration, and as you begin to understand how to create a fast-moving vibration, or what we would call a positive vibration instead of a negative one, there's basically nothing that you cannot achieve once you line up with that energy. The key here is this: your emotions or your building guidance system that your mind uses to let you know if the energy is flowing or not. When an athlete tells you that he feels like they're in flow or in a zone, this is what they mean. The energy just flows with no hindrance or interference. You have a beating heart, you have a pulse. Together those two form a vibration. That's what we mean by that. It's not some crazy guru type of science, but your body vibrates at a certain level. So when your physical body comes together with your mental thoughts, that's what I'm talking about. That's the vibration. The mental thoughts and the physical body come together, your vibration is your vibration is high energy or low energy at that point.
600 yards, turn left.
We talked about a GPS device. You know, I have a TomTom, and TomTom tells you where you're at, and this is where you want to be, and this is the route you should take. So you don't drive away from your home and then 10 miles later put it on to see where you're at in relationship to where you're going. You start that right from the beginning so you don't make any wrong turns.
Right.
So it's kind of a similar analogy.